The cable cars in San Francisco are the world's last. 23 cable car lines were built between 1873 and 1890. But today, only 3 are still working. Welcome to Lucy Tutoring. I'm Scott, and this is Lucy. Real English. No textbooks, no classrooms. Today's lesson was produced in Taiwan's capital city of Taipei. Please listen to this recording while reading the lesson. Enjoy today's lesson. It's all coming right now from Lucy Language. These days, the cable cars are used mostly by travelers visiting San Francisco. The cable cars are small, and tickets are relatively expensive, so locals don't usually ride them. As of January 2020, a cable car ticket is $8. Years ago, everybody in San Francisco used the cable cars. They were the best way to get around, often much better than walking. If you visit San Francisco, just try walking around the city, and you'll quickly understand. San Francisco has more hills than any other U.S. city, and San Francisco's hills are big and steep. Everybody should ride a cable car at least once. Until you've ridden a cable car yourself, it's not easy to understand what all the fuss is about. I've rode San Francisco's cable cars, so I'll be your guide, and I'll try to explain to you why they're so interesting. First, look carefully at the cable car's tracks. Unlike train tracks, there's a slotted third rail in the middle. Through the slot, under the street, is a moving cable. Get near the tracks and you'll be able to hear it and smell the oil that keeps it moving smoothly. The cable car doesn't have an engine. It moves using that cable under the street. This is why cable cars can climb those steep San Francisco hills. They don't use gasoline engines. Cable cars don't even have engines. Under the cable car track is a really strong cable. The cable is a loop, and really huge electric motors keep that cable moving at exactly 15.3 kilometers per hour. Cable cars move forward by gripping that cable. Each cable car has an arm that reaches down through that slot and grabs and grips the moving cable. The cable is always moving, and when a cable car grips that cable, the cable car moves too. It takes a lot of strength to operate the arm, so cable car drivers must be very strong. Only about 30% of applicants pass the driver's exam. Each of the 4 cable car lines has its own 510 horsepower electric motor and cable. The cable is a very long loop, like a rubber band, and always moves at exactly 15.3 kilometers per hour. If you can't get to San Francisco in person, you can still learn more about America's cable car capital. The San Francisco Cable Cars website is filled with photos and information. After learning more, Lucy and I hope that you'll make travel plans for a real West Coast visit to ride the San Francisco cable cars. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the lesson. To purchase a copy of today's lesson, including the audio recording, a PDF of the lesson, and answer key, send email to lucylanguage@icloud.com.
Lucy 语言家教